A flame retardant carbon fiber reinforced composite material has been developed. Korea Institute of Science and Technology KIST announced that a research team from its Institute of Advanced Composite Materials used plant originated tannic acid to develop a flame retardant carbon fiber reinforced plastic CFRP and also presented a method for its eco-friendly recycling. Tannic acid is a substance that is abundant in nature. It is a type of polyphenol that is usually synthesized by plants. CFRP is a composite material that contains carbon fiber which is about 4 times lighter than steel yet 10 times stronger. It is widely used in the aerospace, automotive, shipbuilding and sports equipment industries. Structurally, CFRP is made up of carbon fiber and epoxy resin which serve functions in this composite material similar to the respective roles that reinforcing rods and cement play in concrete structures. To achieve mechanical rigidity, the binding of carbon fiber and epoxy resin in CFRP must be strong. Moreover, CFRP must be fire safe as it is used for purposes closely related to everyday life, example, use as a construction material. To induce these traits in CFRP, sometimes it is synthesized with additives. Due to its susceptibility to heat, CFRP had been made fire safe by adding a halogen flame retardant. However, the use of halogen in CFRP was banned worldwide because it generates toxic substances when incinerated for recycling. As such, the task at hand was to make CFRP flame retardant with the use of a non-toxic, safe material. Researchers at KIST's Institute of Advanced Composite Materials sought to improve the mechanical rigidity and flame retardance of CFRP with tannic acid, an eco-friendly substance. Tannic acid characteristically bonds strongly with the carbon fiber. It also turns into charcoal when burned. Charred tannic acid functions as a barrier that blocks the inflow of external oxygen. By manufacturing epoxy resin from tannic acid and mixing it into carbon fiber, the KIST research team successfully developed a CFRP that is strong and flame retardant. Unlike conventional epoxy resin that is vulnerable to heat, epoxy resin made from tannic acid is flame retardant and needs no additives. This means the toxic substances generated when incinerating CFRP for recycling would no longer be a problem. Also, because conventional CFRP when burned decreased the performance of its epoxy resin, precluding complete recycling, the research team came up with a new recycling method. By dissolving CFRP in a water in a supercritical fluid state, that is temperature and pressure over a set level, over 99% of CFRP could be recovered without reduced carbon fiber performance. It was also found that epoxy resin when dissolved produced a substance called carbon dots which can be used as an electronic material, optronics, sensing, bioimaging, etc. Unlike the method of recycling by incineration which burns up epoxy resin leaving only the incomplete carbon fiber to be recycled, this new method of recycling enables the recycling of all components of a composite material.